been playing a lot of solo queue this season. Whether it's some kind of secret subconscious masochism, or because I've just been having a blast streaming it over on twitch.tv/Scooch, I've been playing a lot. And even though I've had a lot of ups and downs, I would not take back any of it if I could. Well, I wouldn't take back most of it. But honestly, in the tens of hours I have in solo queue this season, I've learned a lot of lessons. Some much harder than others. And if I can somehow change time and go back before it all started, or if I just wanted to miraculously spend $4 and get a brand new Smurf account for the price of a chicken sandwich, I would do a lot of things differently. So whether you're planning to play ranked for the first time in your life, or if you've been waiting to play ranked this season because you're waiting for the toxic inters to go back into hibernation, or you've already doomed your account's MMR by griefing others and being griefed, I wanted to present to you 3 very important things that I wish I knew before I started solo queue. Number 1, your teammates will always be wrong. League of Legends, as we all know, is a pretty flawed game. They buff things that shouldn't be buffed, they add things that shouldn't be added, and of course, Akali exists. But believe it or not, the biggest flaw in solo queue isn't even the items. It's not the balancing. Heck, it's not even coded into the game itself. It's the idea that League of Legends, one of the deepest and highest skill cap games in the entire world, requires 5 people to be on the same page at the same time. If you've ever tried to order a pizza with 5 friends, you would know how difficult it is. But playing League of Legends is a lot like ordering a pizza with 5 friends, except one of them is vegan, one of them only likes meat, one of them is allergic to bread, one of them hates tomatoes, and one of them died 4 minutes into the call. We always hear the statement, League of Legends is like 4D chess, which is kind of true. Except imagine if your pawn yelled at your rook for taking CS. And your king was destroyed because your queen left to take a shit in the middle of the game. So how do you deal with it? By controlling the things that are in your power. It doesn't matter if the jungler doesn't want to gank for you. You can still CS perfectly. It doesn't matter if your laners don't want to help you with objectives. You can still outfarm the enemy jungler. And if push comes to shove, build a hole breaker and make your presence known even if your team never wants to help. Number 2, everyone is toxic. Some just show it more than others. I can already hear the clattering of 1,000 keyboards all typing the same thing. Scooch, I'm not toxic at all. I have never said one negative thing in League of Legends, and I spend all of my Sundays feeding sick dogs soup at church. And I get it. Some people have never said a negative thing in their lives, and if you're one of those people, I applaud you. But can we please stop pretending that the only way to be toxic is by typing? Refusing to group, engaging in 1v5 fights that you know you're gonna lose, taking jungle camps, or just forcing plays that your team very clearly doesn't want to get behind? There are a lot of other very clear ways to be toxic in League of Legends. And if you're new to League of Legends, or just new to solo queue in general, I got some bad news for you. Chances are, you're gonna be toxic too one day, and it may cost you a lot of LP. But that's alright, it's bound to happen. There are going to be days where no matter how well you play, you're not gonna be able to win. And that negative energy is going to carry into your next game. And that's okay, because there's a few things you can do to stop it. An easy one is stop playing solo queue the second you lose. That way the negative energy can subside and you can refresh your mental and go again. And for me, something that I find to be pretty fun is whenever I feel myself turning into a toxic jerk, I remember the key phrase ABF. Always be farming. No matter what happens, getting gold will always be valuable. It applies pressure on the map if you're killing minions, it grants you a gold advantage if you could do it effectively, and if you're smart about it, you can also deny gold from the enemy team by counter jungling. So remember, when your brain is broken and team no want do good thing, ABF is the most surefire way to practice a mechanic while also not completely devolving into a toxic monkey. And finally, we get to our final tip. You have to lose. This one may seem obvious, but let me explain. A lot of us have come from different paths of gaming. We've come from fighting games, we've come from single-player games, we've come from all sorts of different backgrounds. But the reality is, even in hard games like Dark Souls and Cuphead, you never have to fail. Sure, those games are extremely difficult, but even if you do fail sometimes, if you're a god gamer and figure things out quickly, victory never seems that far off. In League of Legends, however, this is not the case. And as much as I want to say that it's a rare thing, and that you're only forced to lose once a week or so, it definitely is not. Riot Games will do everything in their power to get your win rate to 50%. And because of it, a lot of our solo queue experiences are going to be outright terrible. Games where every lane loses. Or someone mentally self-destructs after getting first blooded 2 minutes in. Or even games where somebody makes a really bad play and then starts bragging about how it's not their main account, even though they've played over 1,000 games on it in the last season. Now hear me out. The worst thing about solo queue is that no matter what you do, if Faker possesses your body and your reaction time triples, sometimes it will simply not matter. Because there are games that you're going to lose even if you don't deserve it. It's the nature of the beast. And honestly, it's a pretty hard pill to swallow. But I promise you, even Faker won't be able to outplay a 15-1 Malzahar mid if the Malzahar has 3 items built in 12 minutes. It's awful, and I truly believe that bad matchmaking is the reason that the whole League of Legends is a bad game meme has been around and so funny for 12 years. Like, so funny. But the reason why I tell you this is because it's liberating. If you just accept that some of your games are doomed due to engagement-based matchmaking, it definitely makes it a lot easier to accept a loss in solo queue. Which is why, and this next part is very important, so lean in. LP doesn't matter. People like TF Blade and Faker, who can dominate any elo in any region all the time, are obviously very talented at the game. But don't forget that they've also lost infinitely more LP than we have. If you just focus on improving your gameplay, and you just accept the losses that Riot will hand you again and again and again, you'll be sure to climb in no time. I hope this video helps you guys somehow. If you like the content, be sure to leave a like. And if you haven't seen it yet, I've actually done a video that's a deeper dive on engagement-based matchmaking, which I will link right here, I guess, that I think will help you understand when some of your games are just doomed. Subscribe if you like the video, and follow me over at twitch.tv/Scooch, because I've been playing way too much solo queue. Heck, I'm probably streaming it right now, so go over there and check. And if I see you there, wave hello. That's it. Love ya. Bye.